so many times. They have had this mentality that anything less than this failure. Since they entered the scene, they have had to deal with that failure over and over again. And you call it trust. Here's the thing. You do it over and over again, you figure out how to adapt. You have to stop it. But it feels like here again, he's been in now 3 RLCS rounds. The last 2 times, both in London Majors 3 years ago, and just last year, he lost both of those 4-0 losses. The boys taking that one and 4-1 loss just last year. The G2, the Falcons are back again. They also lost the final match at WC, but they did finally get that monkey off their back and beat the World Cup champions versus East France, but that wasn't a proper Rocket League loss. So this will be their first huge.
Yeah, that's been great, man. They'll set up and going home to Saudi Arabia, representing Saudi Arabia, their home country. But they haven't played a grand final here on NHL. I'm not sure what that means. I guess we'll find out in about an hour's time.
Most people from 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia.
They're so good, but I remember last year
on the plane.
Moment where they played G2 and they destroyed them. So it's 12-1 to 2. Yep. And I was like, all right, I'm confident that they will win this. And they did. They fell short. This dude so many times talking about it where they look like huge favorites.
But no, that is true.
And then they fall. Last time around they beat them twice in this one. 10 goals to 3, 12 goals to 2. So 22 goals to 5. And a lot of that comes down to his killers. It does. It is such a wide margin right now across 2 different games. The killers are going to hit. Killers is going to be literally any other person who put that category.
He's one of the most, if not the most explosive player in Rocket League. On the other side is Stizzy. They're both the glass cannons of their team. And when these guys are on, they can absolutely be the difference. So skilled individual.
And again, I just want to remember this. It's a 3-0 explosive. It was a 4-0 in playoffs. 22 goals to 5. Absolute dominant performance, but none of that matters now. Is grand finals, but those are all-time high for both of them.
The balls of the team, and that is the most important thing here. I think the situations they've gone into previously when they faced off against the boys in London. You're talking about the third of the team we had ever seen. They were dominated by how poised they were. You're talking about G2 in London last year. They didn't really get a break. You've seen a better process and has lost plenty of times. Luis and other teams. This team, though, has been here for a long time. Joy is his first great match. Dizzy, his first major event. And we don't often see a situation like this where we just had yesterday a 4-0 sweep. Still Falcons over this team in grand final. The rematch could go the same way.
But there's one X factor. There's only one major champion up there that's American Jack, who has done this before. Can he lead his team to victory? Can he get into those third levels?
Well, that's back in the fact that I gotta keep bringing up the Falcons know how to win. That is one of the biggest things you gotta do when you're a competitor. You gotta prove these so that you can get the job done. They seem composed. And I understand they was out there slap vitality. There's a little bit of a difference when you get from the understand. And he gets sold out on the Falcons. I mean, it feels like they all do it as individuals, and then when they start linking up, it becomes even more complex.
But that Falcons defense is so hard. 0.95 goals per game. They are giving up not even a goal per game throughout this tournament. That is because no double limits. You respect when the nerves are at an all-time high, those double limits may have to cut us after the
There's a lot of different ways we draw this up. We talk a lot about stingy killers with glass hands on their team, but to me, this comes down to the nerves of Falcons versus Applejack. We're talking about players who are really keeping their nerves together. Generally, actually, when it comes to predicting teams, if it's Applejack versus a team I think is going to be emotionally turbulent, I go with Applejack. This might be the one time I don't, but it's such an important dynamic to have. I mean, he's the clear leader of RLCS players on the pitch, so I think you're picking him. This is the best player we've seen since Rotterdam, since he won the major. He was MVP that event, and he's right up there again.
We talk about it all year long. Apparently, Jack, playing a different game nowadays. He's the fastest player in Europe. He uses his speed to cause gas on the offensive end. And again, like if he's very, very fast, the Falcons might feel like they have to match his speed. Could lead to double commits. That could lead to opening corners.
Exactly. People bring up the crowd factor. I don't think Falcons are worried about that. They just went up against the NRG crowd favorites, and they handled that with always a flag.
That's a series they usually lose. Yep, when they have everything against them, all the crowd against them, so that was a massive win to the restart. Yeah, it was here. And I think that the crowd is a little bit more behind Falcons than we previously would thought. When they're up against NRG, obviously, the crowd is going to do everything they can to get home field advantage to get energy through. But now, either one of these teams winning is history in the making, or just decide to watch it.
Yeah, there's way more history for the Pino region. They have been waiting for this chance to win their first RLCS. They had chances before. They just don't try. We talked about it even on Thursday. Like if there's a team to do it, it's gonna be the Falcons because when they peak, they're the best player.
I mean, Falcons and Twisted Minds, the MENA region as a whole, their stocks are through the roof. These guys are absolutely performing at the highest level on the biggest stage. This is the best event for MENA in the history of RLCS already. What a pin on top. What an extra little button to just put it on there. And honestly, a button makes it sound small. What an accomplishment it would be for the Falcons to finally be the first team, not from North America, to win the league.
I mean, it's going to be justification for the expansion all the way back in the 21-22 season. We added Mina, and Mina performed 2 RLCS land finals. Not only another one, can they get the job done?
Chat, let us know who you think is going to win. The rest of stand up and kick things off. Predictions of the grand final of the Raleigh Major, CJ.
Pretty nervous about this one. This event has been upset, and head-to-head toss differentials don't always matter with this tournament.
You know, all the way back to Ultimate taking out space stage. And this event, though, that 4-0 spread yesterday is in the back of my mind. I can't get it out of my head, so I'm going to pick Falcons. I think they win this final and win their first leg.
So head-to-head's got Falcons every tournament, but on Thursday, all those questions were answered. The offense looked the left, they look like the best team in the world, the best offense in RLCS history. I've called them that before. I'll say it again. They're going to do it here. Team Falcons finally go for it.
Who are you picking?
I love the boys on TikTok so much, but I can't look past that 22-5. I can't look past that 7-0. It's got to be the Falcons. Right?
Man, I mean,
You're going to do it. Yeah, you're going to do it.
young people are picking Falcons all y'all want, man. But there's something about a Fairlane Jack here, and then you hear the crowd behind them. And Vegas has another guy slammed 2 times in a row.
One side, Falcons on the other. It comes on the Falcons for the coin. The coin went to the 22-5. I said, I got it. Didn't narrowly in Jack. The Falcons the favorites on the desk. It's time to find out who's favorites on the pitch. The only thing that matters anymore. Rocket League fans around the world and in the arena, get up and get loud. It's game day.
7 games remain. 6 teams began the day, and 5 matches later, we're down to our final series. 4 wins is all it takes for 3 of these players to claim this trophy. Either one of these